Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for checking out the channel. I am the Sports Judge. If you are new to the channel and if you like sports, then hit the subscribe button and come back for more content. So, I want to get into this Tom Brady stuff, Tom Brady on the broadcast. And this whole Baker Brady thing to me is hilarious. And I always say that men likely exhibit an apparent need for drama, and a lot of men love the drama. The nice thing about immersing yourself in the football world is that there is always some kind of beef, there's always some kind of exchange. This guy says this guy's saying that. And now we live in an age where everybody is doing a podcast, and when something is said about someone, particularly Tom Brady, everybody is blowing up on social media. Oh my God, did you hear what he said? Oh my God, did you hear that? Did he say that? Did he really say that about Tom Brady? Tom Brady seemed legitimately pissed about Baker Mayfield's comments about Brady's time with the Buccaneers. Baker really did touch some nerves with his comments. The disrespect was way too loud. That was way too much. Not very pleased with the way in which Baker used his choice of words to describe the situation in Tampa under Tom Brady's watch. Obviously, Brady didn't take too kindly to it and tore Baker's ass without insulting him. Just was being brutally honest. Brady pushed back on Baker Mayfield's claim from earlier in the month that everybody was stressed out and was largely walking on eggshells around Tom Brady, not having fun during Brady's 3-year tenure with Tampa. While on a podcast earlier this week or earlier this month, I don't know, earlier this week, I'm guessing, Baker Mayfield talked about Tampa's culture change. And so that story came out. And so, of course, Tom Brady called the game on Sunday and he fired shots at Baker Mayfield. The GOAT has spoken, and he said this, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day, Brady said when Fox posted Mayfield's comments on the screen. This wasn't daycare, he says. If I wanted to have fun, I would have went to Disneyland with my kids. Best response, okay? What a great answer from Tom Brady. Being the best comes with a price, obviously. Not everybody can play with somebody like Brady or MJ. There's no question that Tom Brady came in and probably thought, the whole setup in Tampa was a joke. Guys didn't work hard enough. Brady's not fun, okay? Brady, he was older, he was demanding, he wanted to win, he had that mindset, he had certain standards that may not have applied to others. Only the elite people can push themselves each day to stay uncomfortable. Growth comes from embracing discomfort and pushing your limits. Discomfort and struggle makes you great. But not everybody is going to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that's why Tom Brady and Bill Belichick worked so well together, and an absolutely relentless desire to win. And when you are someone who expects the same excellence from everyone around you, you're going to push them hard. You're going to tell them they suck on the days they played bad. You're going to tell them they were good on the days they actually showed up and played hard. And sometimes you're going to make them feel uncomfortable in their environment. It's also called tough love. That's another word you can use for it. Brady was comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And Brady knew how to reduce the challenge in his athletic performance in order to feel more comfortable. That's a trait you develop over time as an athlete. And I think with him, he was willing to feel the emotional pain that was necessary to keep him moving forward. You know, you never have to like it, but you have to adapt to the environment and go out of your comfort zone to achieve ultimate greatness a lot of times. And I think that's what separated Tom Brady from the rest. And I felt like every time when he was locked in, it felt authentic. It felt real. The way his teammates gravitated towards him, I have a hard time accepting the fact that Tom Brady created a very toxic environment like Baker Mayfield says he has. Brady, to me, was spot on with his quote. A lot of young folks playing this game today is coming up in a soft era where they can't handle it because they are emotionally fragile. I can sit here and acknowledge that Brady dominated the most prominent position in American sports because not only because of his incredible effort, not only because of his diet and training plan, which allowed him to stretch out his productive years, but because of his addiction to winning, which was contagious. He was allergic to mediocrity. That's a true team leader, and I know his teammates followed him and they would go as he would go. If a manager in your office, retail store, or wherever it is, and this is in any work environment, if your manager is enthusiastic and there's a certain energy or presence that shines from them, that can be infectious. And that's what was so great about Tom Brady, that he set the tone. And I think by him being the way that he was, everybody around him followed suit. Accountable leaders stand out in their ability to consistently elevate those around them. He is the GOAT. And that was in part what made him just that. Obviously, when he was there, he brought enthusiasm and a new vibe, and the players responded. I wouldn't say Brady is easily offended, but I understand why he feels the way he does. It was so out of pocket by Baker. It was uncalled for and a completely out of bounds comment. Not surprised, Baker seemed to have had a slip of the tongue. Give these athletes a mic now, and they suddenly have this notion that they personally know these players because they play the game. It's one thing to know the game, it's another to have personal relationships with these people. And there's a wrong and right way to handle and voice an opinion about absolutely everything. And Baker went about it entirely wrong. He went off. Tom Brady went off on Baker after the Buccaneers quarterback criticized the work environment that the now retired star brought to Tampa Bay. And Tom Brady wasn't too pleased. He wasn't too happy. That was the player coming out. What we got from Tom Brady, that was the player coming out. The version of Tom Brady we got here was not the soft-spoken, dry voice from the broadcast booth. This was the competitor. He was looking to put the pads on and play for a team. Baker may have just called him out of retirement with his comments, I have no problem with Brady's response. Brady just gave him a brutally honest reality check. Look, people are going to say things, even about the GOAT of quarterbacks. Things are said. That's just the thing about life. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, people will talk about you. We've all had someone say something about us that we didn't take too kindly or that we took out of context because we got in our feelings. Here's one thing about Baker Mayfield, and you know, he's been this way ever since I've known of him. He is incredibly authentic. He's brash. He's confident. He can be a little petty. And the thing with that is not everybody likes it when people are brutally honest or when they are outspoken. Was Baker being brutally honest? To me, it was more of an opinion about a guy who led his teams to a record 7 Super Bowl victories, you know. And here's the thing, everyone has their own style of play and personality. What works for one player may not work as well for another. And of course, Baker and Brady are not going to have the same culture or the same methods. Every quarterback is unique. Every quarterback is different. Brady did it his way, and some guys are just not replaceable. I actually love this because it shows me he speaks his mind. I love his personality. The man is a competitor. Easy to root for. And then Baker Mayfield, man, Baker is what he is. He's just a guy that says what he believes. That's just how Baker is. And I don't think he regrets any of it. But I'm sure now Baker will keep his mouth shut about Brady. You know, and back to Brady for a second. This is probably the best commentary soundbite we will get from Tom Brady. I was astonished by the honesty. A real football man speaking his mind. Aside from coming after somebody on national TV, in which he did, he provided the most entertaining real-time commentary for a live event. I didn't think he had it in him. You know, he called it as it was. He wasn't afraid of what he's supposed to say or not. This is what you want from Tom Brady as a commentator. So I had no problem with it. You know, this is as raw and as real as it gets. No agenda, no script. It would be nice if we get this Brady more often. You know, and this is the issue people are always asking, right? Brady to be honest and open and more genuine in his commentary. But the moment he does so and actually voices his opinion, he gets a lot of criticism for it. You know, no matter what he says, because the entire football world is still envious. You know, you guys complained because, you know, he didn't come off as this blowhard or this guy who was going to be honest about things. You know, and the moment that he does, now it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways. But the only issue that I have with Tom Brady, my issue with this whole thing is why not confront Baker Mayfield face to face? You was there at the game. You was in the broadcast booth. You could have went down to the field, had a conversation with Baker Mayfield, told him how you really felt. Did you really have to air your dirty laundry? Did you really have to go public with this on national TV and embarrass the man in such a way that you did? I don't think you had to, but this is what people like. They like the drama. You know, they like to have something to talk about, and people want to go back and say, oh, did you hear what Tom Brady said? Oh, he said this. Oh, my God, I can't believe those words came out of Tom Brady's mouth, because nobody thought he had it in him to be this raw, to be this emotional, to actually, you know, come out the way that he did, you know. And this is what I like. I like, you know, a little spice to my commentary, and that's what we got from Tom Brady. And Tom Brady showed us that he is capable of being a commentator who is brutally honest, who will tell everyone what he feels, tell the world what's on his mind, and he did just that in his response to Baker Mayfield, you know. And so, I mean, it's not really that much of a big deal now, you know. It happened. It's done and over with. But I think Brady could have handled it a bit differently. So could have Baker Mayfield, you know. And I think Baker Mayfield knows better now. I think Baker Mayfield knows next time to keep his mouth shut. And I think Tom Brady He got the last word. He got the final say. You know, he got the last laugh, really. Because, man, let me tell you, as much as I love Baker Mayfield, he put Baker Mayfield on blast. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the content. Thanks for, supporting the channel. And if you guys haven't already, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button. I'm getting out of here now. I gotta go. We'll talk very soon. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of the night.